Supernatural Season 13, Episode 20, Unfinished Business. So in this episode, we have Sam and Dean actually helping out Gabriel, who makes his return. Didn't take too long. I was kind of surprised. I thought for sure he was just kind of gone and we'd see him when we saw him, maybe, somewhere later in the season. But I honestly didn't really expect him to end up becoming one of their new allies. So definitely cool. They end up helping him out. He's going up against the actual Loki, who does legitimately look like him. Excuse me. And he goes up against Loki as well as his three kids, Fenrir. I remember, I think it was like Fenrir, Niftir, and like Sliptir, something like that. The only name that I'm familiar with is Fenrir because that's like a giant Norse wolf. So I was like, oh, okay, that one I actually knew. And the other two I had never heard of. But it was a cool episode. It was like, all right, we have him. He's like playing this golden kazoo at the beginning, which I thought was really funny. But he comes out and he has like all these wooden they're called boken, which is a wooden training katana. So he's fighting them, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is a thing. Where he's like, I thought he was, because he's Gabriel, he's just effing around. And it was like for whatever reason, maybe because he didn't have too much of his power. That's why he was using, like the boken and everything to fight. And I'm like, I don't get why he's using like why is he going around like a samurai with a wooden sword? So it turns out that's like a part of Norse mythology somehow, or I've just never heard of it. But he had to use wood to actually kill them, and I guess it was very specific to how he had to do it because when he actually got to Loki, he really did have to have that specific blade. I thought he was doing that just to save it, and that was just like his choice because once again he's Gabriel. I thought he was just being really fancy about it, but apparently that was actually his thing because even when he came up against Loki, he's like, "Oh, you don't have my sword," and he just threw it. And he's like, "No, I don't." And I was like, "Oh, I thought that was just like a choice because he was being really, really dramatic. He had like a kill list where he crossed one name out in red, he crossed the second name out in blue. So I thought he was just being like super dramatic the whole episode. And I was like, oh, some of this stuff he actually has to do it that way. So going through, we get the story of what happened with Loki after he died for like the 100 millionth time, and we find out that, or Gabriel, I guess I can't believe I switched to Loki, but Gabriel. And so he ends up going back to Loki, gets help, they, witness protection him, and then eventually things get a little crazy and they sell him off to Asmodeus. And we find out by the end of the episode that the reason they did that was Loki was super pissed. Like he did end up helping him out, but they were kind of just waiting for the right opportunity to come along to actually torture him or do something really really horrible. And eventually Asmodeus came along and was like, oh, we can get a bunch of money, he'll be tortured for years on end. Perfect. This is the perfect revenge because he's the reason our father went and ended up being killed by Lucifer. So it's actually a pretty cool story. We get a little extra content at the end there, and he beats up Dean, just for a little bit, and then it's Loki versus Gabriel, and it was pretty simple. Gabriel gets the blade by the end because Dean slides it to him, and then he kills Loki, and everything's all said and done. And he actually stuck to his agreement to help Sam and Dean out and actually help them stop this another apocalypse. We'll just go with that. But definitely a fun episode. Obviously Gabriel's super awesome because he's always hilarious, but excuse me, in general, definitely a fun episode there. I was surprised that was actually a relevant thing because I thought for sure based on the promo it's like, oh, you have Jack and Mary on the other side, that's obviously really important stuff. I thought this was just going to be a silly thing because they didn't show in the promo, which I'm glad they didn't, but Gabriel was in it. So it was very important. Both sides are definitely crucial. And then, of course, we have the alternate dimension stuff where we do get to see Kevin Tran again, which is super cool. Sadly, he is officially gone. So I was like, dang, that sucks. Because I was, like everybody, I think, kind of hoping maybe he'll get to the other side and, we'll have Kevin Tran back. But great scene with him where he sacrifices himself or, he kind of plays into the plan that Gabriel put in his head or Michael put in his head. And I love that scene where it was just like, Mary says, like, I've been to heaven. All of it's really just memories. Like, none of it's actually real. And he was just like, I don't care. Like, I just, I want to see my mom. Like, I've been stuck in this, helping this guy murder everyone. And that's all I've really seen. So I thought that was really good. I thought they did a great job with, like, the lines that he had and everything. That was really fun to watch. But unfortunately, they go through this whole process. A big thing about this episode was Jack's hubris. And them actually going to this location, it ended up being a trap, which is pretty much the first thing that Mary said was like, well, if it's empty, it's probably a trap. But of course, they end up going anyway. Turns out by the end, it's a trap. They do the normal TV thing. Admittedly, it always annoys me, but he ripped his shirt open. You saw the symbol. It was like, obviously that's a bad symbol. He's trying to kill us, or something's about to happen. They could have killed him in like two. I know Mary was like, no, and this and that. He was going through the whole spiel. Like, he said, Michael said, if I do this, I'll go to heaven, and when he lets me in heaven, I'll see my mom. I'm like, he's gonna kill us, guys. Like, I like Kevin Tran, but they don't know Kevin Tran. They would have shot him. So I was like, oh, that's normal TV thing where they let the person talk. It's like they totally could have killed him, and that would have been perfectly fine. But of course, that doesn't happen. He touches the sigil. Everybody gets killed except for, of course, Jack and Mary. But they did do a really cool thing that I'm pretty sure we've never seen before, where they show the shadows of Jack's wings actually bend over Mary to protect her. I thought that was super cool. It was like a quick second. But I was like, I'm pretty sure we've never actually seen that happen before, where someone moves the wings, or that really see them move at all outside of just going up and down. So that was just interesting. I was like, wow, we actually saw the wings like go over someone else, and it was just the cloak that they always do with like the shadowy image. And I was like, that was super cool. Very, like I said, very small, but I'm pretty sure we've never actually seen them do that before in the show. So I love that. And of course, he ends up protecting Mary, and he realizes it's my fault. If I wasn't being so confident, if I didn't lead us here, I didn't make all these promises to protect everybody because I'm so insanely strong, and we've won these fights because of me. So of course we'll keep winning more. If I hadn't thought that way, then they would still be alive. So of course they go through that normal process of kind of leveling yourself out, even though you may be insanely strong. Sometimes strength isn't all there is. You have smart sometimes, and unfortunately they were outsmarted. But good episode all around. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. 3 episodes left, so Sam, Dean. I don't know if they showed Cass in the other dimension, but Sam and Dean are definitely going to the other side. I'm pretty sure they all went. Rowena is going to be in the next episode. Lucifer is going to be in the next episode. I would assume Gabriel's going to be in it too. I didn't see him in the promo, which I thought was interesting, but however they do it, it'll just be like, yeah, he'll stay here, that little thing. But definitely looking forward. We're super close. 3 more episodes. I am so curious. We still have, however this is going to play out, Michael versus Lucifer, if they even get to that point, because they might just end up killing one of them off before, they actually even meet. So still a lot of questions. Definitely looking forward to these last 3 episodes. But of course, we'll love to know what you guys thought about this episode. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it. And of course, with us going into the final 3 episodes, especially with the next one being Sam and Dean in the other dimension, I would love to know your predictions for how that's going to play out. Are they going to find Mary and Jack before they end up running into Michael? Or are they going to find Michael first? In general, I would love to know your predictions on how all that stuff is going to play out. We still don't know what's going on with Ketch, because apparently, clearly based on this episode, he has not run into Mary or Jack, so Ketch is still kind of just this third party. So that should be pretty interesting to see if all of them eventually come together in the next episode, or if it takes 2 episodes for all of the groups to kind of meet up somewhere, and then we go into the finale. But like I said, definitely want to know your predictions, and of course what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.